Hello YouTube, what's up? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. So I'm gonna go ahead and react to episode 5 and 6 of Fate Grand Order,絶対魔獣戦線バビロニア, or in English is called Fate Grand Order Absolute Demonic Front Babylonia. So I did say that was delayed from last week, and I was thinking about reacting to it on my, watching that episode 5 at least on my own time. But I feel like a lot is gonna could be talked about because considering what I've heard about this at what the from that previous week's episode. But yeah, like the reason why I mean, if you haven't heard why, like it was delayed, the fact it was because of last week's a rather rather stupid fall personal drama fallout. It involves something, and of course because by family logic, it's all my fault. Like even though I was just kind of caught up in it because but apparently the cause is because it started it's it started with a whisper, yeah, like and then and then all of a sudden the whisper it's the whisperer's fault basically. Yeah, that's how that drama went. And because of how you know how uh frustrating that was. That's why I just wasn't in the mental. I didn't have the mentality to just go ahead and with the reactions and all. And I feel like, and frankly, even right now, I'm really uneasy about it because the same participants are kind of in the vicinity of the vicinity right now, and I just don't want anything. I just don't want any bullshit going on. They're I'm like very pressured to do something that like apparently I don't have a choice of choosing some. I don't have a choice of choosing what uh, I don't like how I get to choose anymore for what I want, or what specific type or time I want to do. I want to do something or something along those sorts. So don't be I mean don't be surprised again if I start missing some points here with this reaction, but I'll try my best. I mean, I wish I could find another timetable, but I can't. I really can't at this point. Not especially with the fact that the it's not been so going so well with YouTube, and the fact that my that YouTube's incompetence. And if you have not yet seen on my Discord server that I've shared something regarding how YouTube is like practically not so is not doing so well. Like they're just not only are they just allowing the copyright strikes, they're not even allowing they're making it too hard to allow appeals. I don't get it. I don't know why they're kissing up. I don't know why they're kissing up to other companies' asses to ju- when they're like the largest. You are like the largest freaking like, social media platform in the damn world, and not if not the universe. And you tell me you have to stoop to kid friendly things in order to provide all this in order to determine whether or not you deserve monetization on it. Yeah, like this is gonna like I don't be surprised if riots break out because of this. And people are just like, why would you want to break out of the social media? Like YouTube run like if it wasn't for YouTube, most of this world will just be so uninformed of stuff. Like it's not just Twitter that's doing, and from freaking New York Times, Huffington Post doing all the info sharing. YouTube does this too. Twitter does contribute, but not to the extent because uh, not as many people, not as many people use Twitter as one would think. I mean, there are people that still use Facebook more or Twitter more. I mean, I kind of use both equally, although I tend to post more of my anime related thoughts on Twitter, and more of the personal friends and stuff with on Facebook. It's just for different purposes there. Instagram is another thing. I frequent it every now and then, but it is like that. I mean, when I this is when I'm like when I'm when this fall is just it's just so ridiculous. When the guy when my man when my old man like what was his name again? I forgot. I wasn't sure when he said I was like and it was a mistake. No, it's not. Social media that was given a platform for anime in general, like that made us know about it, like made the world made anime the existence of anime more known to the entire world. That was a mistake in one way or another, and most of that mistake comes from stuff social media platforms like YouTube, because they like back then like I'll give credit to YouTube. You know what? I will see this review here. Apparently they're going to have these sort of I don't know what is this sort of is the service like I don't know why they have YouTube Kids, and then all of a sudden the main YouTube website has to cater to kids when we already have a like a YouTube Kids like a website here going on. Where's the title? Wait, hold on a sec. And when we already have a YouTube Kids here, and you decide like, and at this point, the parents should be like, don't like until you reach 13, my man, like son, until you reach 13, dear, don't frequent the main tube. Stick with this one for like. I know there are people that lie about their damn age though. It's just ridiculous how everything plays out and how it can be so easily solved if you didn't kiss up to anyone's to the other company's asses for catering or complaining about it. Like you should send your bricks to the headquarters of those companies too. Like I don't know why. Look here. You must be 13 years old to use service. However, children of all ages may use YouTube Kids, enabled by a parent or legal guardian. I do not know what most of the bigger YouTubers don't use YouTube Kids anyway. And I don't know why we would have to worry about kid-friendly stuff. Like, needing it to be all kid-friendly and all that on a main YouTuber. When it's not even... When kids are not even supposed to go on the main YouTube website anyway. That doesn't make sense. It makes no sense. It's like I know I don't have. I know I'll admit I don't have a really good sense of money management. But they can't even manage to wipe their own asses with this. Like they can't even like they can't even know at least some sense of or like orderly fashion. They're just kissing up to someone else's to help them do it, and apparently those companies' thoughts are just out of arrogance at this point because I don't know why they would want to have YouTube involved when they could have just done something on their own. And you know what's worse? Google decides to stay out of this, from what I've heard. It's debilitating. Now I know I'm talking about this in a video where I'm supposed to be reacting, doing a little bit catch up to a certain series, but I just gotta let people know because until I reach 1K, the only ways you can get my updates about stuff is do Discord server or do Twitter or do my do my semi-frequent Twitter posts, which barely get read anyway because I don't have that many followers, unfortunately. But it is what it is. That's why I always say, join my Discord server whenever you can, or follow me whenever you can, or even befriend me on Analyst and my name list for all I care. I mean that's all I can really ask for. But either way, this situation is just so out of hand, and I hope they don't go through with it, because if it comes down to this, I might just quit. I might just quit. Quit as a YouTube content creator. Like no lies, man. I mean, the fact that I got cut down when I was a pretty fair amount with three something k subs, and then YouTube's of course like cannot even handle their stuff with copyright strikes and all, and it's the mess. It's just a total mess, and YouTube won't admit to it. Like they like, not only did they do nothing about it. They didn't even try to acknowledge that it's there. Like, if at least, like, I can get it if you acknowledge that it's a problem, but don't do anything until you're shown the way by more reasonable people. But to just not even acknowledge that you're having problems that you do have problems, like not even at least giving a listen, that's troubling. Now I know there's a point where there's the need to listen, and then a need to not listen. But this is a case where they should have listened, and they're not doing that, and they're just making the situation worse. And don't be surprised if YouTube starts dismantling itself by the start of 2020. Like, I mean, it would suck, because that'd be the end of a great anime era, like decade or era that we've had. And well, I'm not saying the decade before that was like not as good. It just had its own thing based on like the age, the technology back then. I mean, I'm just going off about it, but at this point, but I mean, hopefully you guys do get my drift with this particular situation here. So I guess I've done enough rambling on my part. I guess we could just go ahead and search, search up. So I guess we could start around. So just trying to mark down the times, because I know I could get some people off track with my fucking ramblings, but that's how I am. I mean, and I don't plan to change that. All right. So, anyways, I'm just gonna go ahead and pull up episode 5 here. Hopefully that's the right one. All right. Okay, so I'll be starting. Oh yeah, check out I have a new style of the logo. I decided to change it a bit. It looks a little bit more organized, maybe. I can't say that for sure. But anyways, starting in episode 5 in 3, 2, 1, go. What I wish we could take more time to fucking cut off the Funimation part. What do you mean by that, dude? Alright, so the assignment will come from the king itself instead of a damn messenger. Fair enough. Prefer getting it from the king himself than from some indirect sort of indirect way via a messenger, an associate or something. I know he doesn't pop up here, but I miss Chuchulin. Chuchulin. I mean Kasulin. I can't pronounce that name right. I mean, we mostly know him as Lancer. Yet. Well, wasn't really, because the king just kind of went along. Because I hope they didn't. I hope they didn't need to pay for the king to come along. Also, thanks for someone clearing this up. This is not Gilgamesh as a servant. This is Gilgamesh as when he's alive. So thanks for the clarity. He does look so. He does give a lot of he does have caster-like abilities though, and I'm pretty sure he looks like this when he's summoned in caster form in Fate Grand Order games. I think. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure because I've seen some. I've seen some fan art and some official art too. I swear something keeps getting into my eye. So she's so she's just so he's just left all that work, all the paperwork to her. Okay. Just being intuitive. I mean, when you're the king, you just been sitting on the damn throne doing paperwork all day. I can get how bored you. I can get how bored that can get bored. How Well, in their world, mm, everything in moderation. I mean, that usually works out. I cannot. I will not. I will not deny that I've broken that rule once, a couple of times. Yeah, that was kind of. Yeah, I would be bored too. What about battles? What about battles? What about journeys? What about the emotions behind the emotions, the strife behind it? That's what perks is my man Gil's interest. Oh, we'll look into it. Oh, it's got a little. The atmosphere just kind of, took a turn. Yep. Well, let's just say Gil didn't have a great experience with journeys, or the last time he did. I mean, yeah, we don't want to be drinking some damn parasites or contaminants. He's just kind of kind of unwinding, but also still doing his job at the same time. It's I don't see it. We kind of do that all. We kind of do a little bit of each time. We kind of do alternate between one during the day. Sometimes episodes like these and a setup like this make me wonder: is this fantasy slice of life? But it really is. But it sort of is, and but more so isn't. You're just kind of going around seeing how Gil's world is. Na 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 na. Gilgamesh world. Na 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 na. Gilgamesh world. Hmm. Hmm. Unfortunately, no time for that. Although it would be nice to see Masu in some swimwear. Different area, different time, different sort of climate. Climate doesn't need a million years to necessarily change. hopefully you guys can hear me in the mic. Anyway, I'm sorry if I kind of drift off. Just kind of like. Otherwise, we have still thought the world was flat. Well, there's still some people out there who still think the world is flat. It's fucking hilarious. Sorry, the computer just decided to fuck with me right now. That's why I kind of lagged there. Flashback to one of your previous journeys. So, so every single human being needs a journey, needs for a fulfilling life, needs a journey, experience, do good deeds, sin once or twice. Hmm. And then you just disappear. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I already know. I guess I have a good idea of what happened there. A broad idea. Um, I really need to get a new mic at some point. I do apologize if sometimes when I veer back and uh-oh. And all of a sudden the peacefulness has been shattered. What's attacking them? I'm guessing one of the goddesses. Oh, nope. It's fake Ekadu. Okay, well, it's fake and not fake because Ekadu oh, is an artificially created entity. Ooh. Again, Ritsuga doing the absolute reckless. Well, I mean, I was just wondering when it's gonna pop up. Yeah, no. I mean, yeah. Damn, Agadoo just losing it at this point. Just getting angry right now. Oh, oh, Jesus, man. Okay. Ooh, okay. What happened there? He totally misfired because of what imagery he had there. Some sort of felt like a little glitch out. That's interesting. Confused? Yeah, I still kind of am. Yeah, that is true. Skill as Gilgamesh is, Enkidu holds a lot of fucking power. Well, this Enkidu. Is he? Why is his heart defective? I'm not so. I'm not. I'm not so sure if I can pinpoint what's going on, but evidently, evidently, some past sort of friendship, like when you saw in some of those imagery there, just made him hesitate. Or there's something that's trying to that where he's trying to. It feels like he's trying to be an enemy, and is not truly. It's not truly his own world. But he's saying he's truly not Enkidu, but he retains what could, like, if he is not the true Enkidu, it seems that he's at least Gilgamesh journey. That he seems to be retaining the original Enkidu's memories, or maybe a copy of that. I think that's what's happening here. I'm guessing it's some sort of it's something that happened when the original Enkidu died. That, but then again, there's also thought like he changed servants. So, what does that specifically mean? Could it be that him saying that he's not the real Enkidu is more so that he's not the same Enkidu as before because he was then revived? I'm just theorizing at this point. Like, I know people are just gonna be like, I hate it when people be like, oh, like, well, but you should have known this. Like, chill the fuck down. I mean, I can't. I haven't got myself. I haven't set myself enough time to go through walkthroughs, and I probably won't until next year. Honestly, to just see walkthroughs of the game to see what's going on. I probably won't be able to have that time until next year. The start next year, and this has been because I'm trying to come. There's been, I've been doing my kind of, little, thing here, trying to scour through, trying to share some stuff in terms of the content and all, about this decade, anything that I might miss out, I want to hit on those before the decade of 2010 ends. I mean, that's my goal there. I mean, at least I want to get some substantial, a lot of good progress out, even if I can't cover everything. Which is, if I can cover everything within, like, how many months we got here? Like, 2.5 months? Well, no, even less than that. Like just under 2 months. Just under 2 months. Like quite a bit under 2 months, or if you want to be more accurate, 1 month, about 2 to 3 weeks, to cover as much as possible from 2010, and then post what's your best, this and this and that. That's something I wanted to do on my own time. But then you got this, then you got the reactions going on, you got my personal life going on. You gotta know, I'm trying to binge stuff and try not to exhaust yourself too much. Try to ease up a bit. I have a lot to do. I have quite a lot to do on that perspective. People say I'm not busy. I'm not busy. Nah. Like, my family doesn't know anything about on that regards. I mean, because they don't think anime is important, but it is important. Because my families are just a bunch of normies. Well, okay, my little brother, who is kind of across seas studying right now, he's still a regular, kind of a mainstream anime watcher. So I won't. He doesn't get the shot for that. So, all right. I guess I can start discussing a bit before I head to the next episode. So what apparently happened here, I think, is that Gilgamesh tags along, which is pretty nice. He's just kind of him wanting to see, is just going to want to get into stuff for himself, and I like how he takes a break. He is kind of like his little chill day, and yet he's still doing his job, trying to inspect stuff like the water quality and all, and doing, and talking about how to improve it, like with the water, with the people that were managing it. It was really not. It was kind of a not a nice thing, but in all honesty, if it wasn't for the action parts, this would have felt a lot more like would have felt like a slice of life sort of things. Like, welcome to the slice of life in Gilgamesh's world. It's literally Gilgamesh's journey. Hence the title. The whole thing with Igadu, I'm still not entirely sure about, and but all I can say is something really shady is going on, and I would not be surprised and I definitely won't be surprised if the three ghosts are confirmed to be involved with this whole thing regarding Agadu. But I don't know for sure. I mean, maybe the next episode that I'm gonna come up with will have the answer to that question. But until then, I'm not quite sure myself. In all honesty. So with that being said, let's move on to episode 6. So it's going to be starting around trying to mark because I want to know. I want to remember which tile is which. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull up episode 6, and let's get started once again in 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, okay. It's oh, hey, it's Irene. Well, it's Reen and also not Reen. It's Reen as a vessel, a physical vessel. Okay, never mind. Well, it was black, and then all of a sudden, I'm guessing that's Luvia being used as a vessel because like I was not expecting the drift to. Because the guys that okay, for the guys who are playing the game, just telling me otherwise, you're like manga readers, man. You're absolutely You guys are absolutely savages when it comes to like, oh, but you don't know like this and this and that. Like, God, stop. Like, and I thought the manga guys are, comments can just go off the rails. But you guys, man, when it comes to this, I mean, ease up. Like, I understand, like, I need to know this and this and that, but there's only so much. There's only so much you can do with the time you're given. It's like trying to tell. Okay, I don't want to go on a religious rant right now. On a rant that goes religious because I don't want to be because I'm not a very religious person. So we're back in Mount. So we're back in the kingdom, and they're holding off well, but they're running low on supplies. Fatigue is a thing. This ain't a fucking video game where stamina is well. There are video games that do put stamina into competition, which is pretty sophisticated, which is actually pretty good. We don't always remember everything we write down or watch, or at least we don't remember every single detail, even if it's something favorable or particularly memorable. Like we'll still miss out on particular details. Basically, Jack Tablet from Rain. Her reaction though, what's up? 100 push-ups, sit-ups, a kilometer every fucking day. 10 kilometers every fucking day. Ishikawa. Just looks like Ishikawa is taking a liking to this man. I'm not going back to re-record this, guys. It's just some wholesome interaction right here. I do feel like some stuff was omitted to where some development of this particular connection could have taken place. Instead, it just kind of feels like stuff probably happened off screen. Maybe I'm probably reading into this too much though. Sorry about that. They're kind of just going around. Well, they're still journeying. There's just kind of a little like frame montage, still frame montage. It's not even a ranch anymore. They're just kind of. It's just kind of like nomads right now. She's like fucking. She's like fucking Seiya. From like from like Shincho Yusha. Okay, so I'm not. Oh, okay. So that explains. So that explains the why she turned blonde for a second. Why I thought like, is this Luya? Is this someone else? Sorry about that. that threw me off. I'm just like, huh? But yeah, like all Mesperian gods have apparently have blonde hair to start off with. So okay, I didn't something something new to know. Mana is just does the most adorable little thing in this damn show right now. Hmm. I mean, there's not much you can do as a master but the least you can do is at least be fit to know to be able to keep up. Splitting up is a bad idea. When has anything gone right with splitting up to find something? When has anything right in not just like, anime wise has has come good from let's split up and search. Yep. Wait. Trouble is brewing. Oh, great. The moment you're like, oh, let's split up. Crap. Yeah. There's a smart way. Let's split up and find it. Yeah, like yeah. Good job. Good job. And now, and then just like that, our guy just wandered into the underworld. Great, just great. Yeah, apparently the living are not welcome here, as expected. I mean, he didn't do it on purpose. I'm not re-recording this, by the way. I've already gone knee deep in this. I'm pretty I'm pretty sure you guys should be well fucking aware of that I don't have the ideal sort of reaction sort of setup going on here, and I can't really afford a better one at this point. Jusudra. Yeah, totally a name that I can find easy to remember. So he was sent back to the world of the living. I'm guessing the apparition that he saw was the reason why he got sent to the underworld. Hmm. I wonder if this was an intentional trap. Huh? How did he just... Well, I just got attacked by a bunch of undead. Of dead people. So I don't see why I shouldn't be calm here. All is well in the underworld. Then, oh dear. Yep, it's Ishtar slash Reen again. That's too much compensation you were talking about, my girl. Who is more daft in how they conduct themselves or their personalities? Is it Ishtar or not Tiger? Like who's the goofiest with this part? Actually, Tiger has her own thing. Ishtar has her own thing. Well, Ishtar slash Rain, because so many phone calls interrupt. They're messing up this damn reaction. I'm not having it. I'm totally not gonna have this. Well, that's every excuse that we want to have, but eh? Interesting. She said serious, and then all of a sudden she just stopped. Oh, nice timing. Does that have to do with the time of the day? I'm guessing it. Maybe. Wait a minute. She's Ishtar by day and Reen by night? Because apparently she doesn't remember. She doesn't remember him, even though she just faced him not too long ago. Because I mean, it's two consciousness inhabiting one body. Hmm. Hmm. Oh God, where's Ainz when you need him? Where's Ainz when you need him? Man, I am so mixed up. I'm guessing she's just faking it. Fucking hell, man. But still, something about her, suddenly acting up. Hmm. Okay, well, now we see her with her actual Isha with actual blonde hair. I like getting. I don't know if I like and hate getting confused or being proven wrong. It depends on the sort of reveal here. So, last episode was Gilgamesh's Journey. This one is Table of Destinies. So, I'm guessing this was all. I mean, that was more so an act. That was more so an act that of in media and all that. But uh, yeah, me fooled once. I'm just like because there was the notion, yeah, right? I mean, the fact that she has two consciousnesses, and I know they merge, but I'm thinking like maybe they change within the daylight, like maybe like Nura rise of yokai clan, I guess. But no, it doesn't work that way. It's not the same. I mean, if anyone has watched Nura, I've only watched the first season. Like the guy, the guy is basically a normal human by day, and then a demon by night, and then a powerful yokai by night, and and like the human doesn't retain memories of what happens when doesn't normally retain memories of what he did. Well, he will be aware of it, but he won't know what exactly happened. Won't have the at the very least the like he will have the feeling of it, but he won't have actual recall straight up recalling of it, like in all its perspectives. I thought it would function that way, but nope, it was also a trick. Um, so with everything being said, as confused as it is, it's still interesting. Whatever it is, I still enjoy the show for what it is, and I actually do like being left in the dark with this show in terms of trying to figure out stuff. Because if I feel like if I known stuff if I've known stuff previously, like the only thing I think I should know prior to is about the fact that they've journeyed about they've there's been a collective journey up to this point. So some emotional some emotional you know undertones may not carry over as well. Well, which I've already accepted with this show, and that is fine. That is fine. I still do I still do like the sort of anesthetics. I mean, it's still sort of mixed. There's mixed between some rather some pretty nice looking 2D animation and light contrast and all that, and then some sort of janky ass CGI here and there, which is honestly not too even that bad. The story is sort of it's still up in the air for me, but at the same time, it gets you interested. You try to figure out what exactly is going on, like what's happening with Ekadu, what exactly is with the whole thing regarding Ishtar and the other two goddesses, and all of that. I mean, I prefer being left in the dark with this sort of show, but uh, Ishtar is a fun. Ishtar. I'll just call her Ishtar by this point, because she's green and she's also not green. She's just using green is just a physical vessel, like I've said before. But I can't believe, like, I hate the fact that I got fooled and think, like, wait, is this Reen that now that she just kind of just regained her consciousness? No, it's still Ishtar all throughout. But I mean, because they are sharing merge one the same, and yeah, it'd be like that. But I don't mind. I don't mind. I mean, I know people are gonna just burn me about this, but I'm just being. I'll be honest right now. I mean, if you honestly just watch this for mashup, you're gonna burn me about that. You should just at least watch the after discussions. Like actually go to the video and watch this and watch that. I'll admit being wrong about something, but because like at this point it's just like I've said this before. It's a thing with you is a thing like it's the same situation I have when I have to put up with these manga fanatics, like trying to spoil shit or trying to explain stuff or trying to overstate stuff here and there. I'm just like, Jill, like it's not like I have like I don't like you know trying to trying to judge a series based off fidelity to the source material, its connection to the source material. Like I try not to do that, except on certain occasions. There, like when it does kind of need to happen. But and this like Outer Lane, which unfortunately I dropped because I just could not really keep up with a really which I could not keep up with what I thought was a half-assed story with really half-assed animation quality. This one is Babylonia is a far better alternative for me in terms of a Gasha adaptation. It and I like it for what it is. I mean, the familiar faces do show up, and that's what's clearly draws me. And if you and I hopefully I'm not mistaken. I'm still pretty sure Mana is Medusa from just another version of Medusa from the original Fate Stay Night. And if I mean hopefully if I'm not letting you know already, like I'll let you guys know right now. Um, so what is this? So Ishtar decides to just kind of keep around for observation because she finds Ritsuka and Co. interest. Well, Ritsuka specifically interesting, and that's not unusual. It's the same. It's a trope with it. It's a trope here. I mean, of course, like the supposed antagonist is going to just let the main character survive. Just for observation at this point, which can bring up some interesting developments depending on how the series will go. Um, So how do I feel about this episode overall? The 2 episodes overall, I think you're solid. It's just me being it's just again, it's just kind of me like not being left in the dark and all. Like I'm not the only one here that dove into this series not knowing much about the game itself. Like let's be real here, and I don't, and I've already stated this before. I don't I don't see myself having being able to set myself enough time, like until the start of 2020, to actively start like looking at the walkthroughs and all. But I mean, the good side is that Babylon this series is going to continue into the winter 2020. So I still have time till then to try to breeze through stuff, try to get a good picture of what's going on. But until then, I'm going to be just going into. I'm still going to continue to go to this blind. Like I was going to look at some of those game walkthroughs earlier for context, but other plans just kind of came in, and yeah, it'd be like that. So I do apologize on that behalf. I mean, it's not like I have everything's. It's not like I have things automatically set in stone in terms of what I'm going to be able to do. Because it also depends on am I mentally just in it to do it, and apparently not. Apparently, this is not. It's not the case here. It was just not the case here. Like God didn't allow. Like if there's a God right now, He didn't allow me to do that. But either way, it's a really interesting episode throughout. I don't blame. I I do wonder like if Ishtar is may team up with Riska. I mean, there's also the whole thing with the Urumaki's interaction, which I felt like there has been development for that, but it had went off screen, or maybe it was more depicted in the games of course, because there feels like they wouldn't have that sort of wholesome sort of interdialogue and banter interactions without some development in between, and maybe it has to do with perhaps how when she was summoned back as maybe when she was a servant in the previous summoned as a servant in the previous journeys, because remember this is traveling into time back into time, and don't be and I would not be surprised if they've actually encountered uh Uriya Maki back then. But maybe that's not the case there. Maybe it did. Maybe it's just more of like what was happening in this current journey. Because I don't remember like I'm not entirely sure if Ritsuka was acting familiar with her at the time. I mean it's kind of a I mean it's just kind of, I mean because we didn't really, because how this adaptation is, we don't really see a proper sort of flesh out, because of course stuff is that context is stuffed in the games. Oh, okay, so sorry, Ushi Wakamaru, do I just call it Ushimaru, or just or Ushi, or Ushiwaka, or Ushi Wakamaru? I tried to just shorten it to Ushimaru, because it feels more short. It feels more shortened. So lastly, the Ekadu thing is very interesting, and it gets me. And I've been told already that Ekadu, the true Ekadu was like was not is let's say this least is not is not a human being. Is more of like an artificially created semi biological thing. See. Let me see if this says anything. So what it says here, it doesn't reveal it. It is referred to as an it. It's a It is not a human, but it's actually a living mud creature sculpted by the gods of the ancient past. So it's so It's a monster made of clay. Okay. Still biological. I mean, because clay is is technically a biological matter. I mean, mud does kind of get mixed with decayed organic material, right? And descended upon the earth and appeared in the forest. Well, and of course, and then the whole thing where it befriended Gilgamesh. Man, I do not know how to how to properly refer to it. It's not going to stick with me with this character. And but bottom line is, well, looks like a girl can also look like a boy, can also sound like a girl and a boy, because frankly the voice actor Yu Kobayashi, who also did a lot of tomboys. I guess she did a lot of tomboys and other female characters whose voice sounds rather masculine. And like Ayame from Tama, Satoshi Hojo from the When We Cry, which was trash, by the way. Let's see here. I'm only looking at the ones that I recognize. Setsuna Sakuragi from Mahoseiji Nejima. Let's see here. Yeah. And let me see. Naruko from Seko Dayakudomo. Sasha from Shigeki no Kyojin. Ruka Ushibara. Yeah. In Steins Gate, Ruka is either female or male, depending on where you jump, which time you jump to. That pretty much says that. When you consider this, the voice actor did this, and you consider now she's doing Ekadus, this can fuck us up, man. If I didn't check, I'm pretty sure I have not checked myself and referred to it as a she, even though I know it's an it. This is gonna mess with me for the entirety of the damn show, and I know it. I can't do anything about it though. It would have to stick like glue, and it does not. Oh, of course, she also does Cat-chan from Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexo. Nice. Although Zexo kind of sucks. Although for what it's worth, it was still entertaining. But yeah, the whole thing with Ekadu, the whole thing with Ishtar, the whole thing, with how Gilgamesh goes around. We saw some images, and I'm guessing right now, because this is not the original. It's at least to say this is not the original Ekadu, but it's Ekadu imbued with the previous one's memories, I'm guessing. Or maybe this one also associated with Gilgamesh at some point. But maybe on a far less friendlier degree, but I don't know. I'm in the dark with this, but I think it's the fun of it is just trying to figure it out for myself, with a little bit of help from you guys. To clarify some shit. That's all I can really ask at this point. So, anyways, that would pretty much do it for this edition of Fate Grand Order Babylonia reaction. So, smash like button if you enjoyed. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you're interested in getting notifications and updates, just hit the bell icon below. Also, check out links in the description of the video, links to my Discord server, my Patreon page, my Twitter profile, and all my other social media platforms I use. You can also check out the other channels on YouTube that I support. But that will do it for this edition of Anime Reaction. So until then, guys, we'll see you next time.